Kasali, I hope so my car don't ready. I get interview in 30 minutes.
Already. I just the last minute instruction where you give me yesterday. Now in the cause more delay.
Which instruction?
Maybe now you say make I change the meter, make you not read again.
Which time I make you change meter? Oh, Kasali, why you do like this now? Eh? You don't get sense. You don't read the text message. Nobody I want send them to. Like Kasali, my electrician, make it come house, call me do my meter so that you don't go to read again. You the electrician?
The electrician.
Yes, now.
So you call Kasali electrician, make it come help you adjust your meter, make it for no read again, Abi. So you said you want young people where be say they no want they pay NEPA bill again, Abi. Oga, you know good now. You don't use you don't they behave like all these stiff people.
Oh, what you change from your motor? What you change from?
Two lights. Fuel gauge. Speedometer.
For what now? You for come out for home my motor. I better identify for me.
You can't find how to dodge am.
What you talk?
I dey greet you.
Corruption not in my country.
Brought to you by the Akin.
What you want to buy?
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act and call for the immediate release of this minister in the Temple of Justice.
Because access to our money will move in the bank.
POS operator, she said 3,000 naira is 1,000 to collect 3,000 naira. Where are we heading to?
I've always said there are two sets of people on earth, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites, which are you?
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act and call for the immediate release of this minister in the Temple of Justice.
Because access to our money will move in the bank.
POS operator, she said 3,000 naira is 1,000 to collect 3,000 naira. Where are we heading to?
I've always said there are two sets of people on earth, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites, which are you?
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacle.
Welcome back. Joining me on the show this morning is Asim Adams, ESQ, a legal practitioner, civil rights crusader, convener, lawyers with
Nigerians.
And also joining me on the show this morning is Honorable Warebani Ezekiel. He's the chair of the project. Good morning, Honorable Warebani. Welcome to Open Conversation.
Good morning.
All right. And on to the story. River State Governor Similaye Fubara has revealed that his administration inherited 34 uncompleted projects valued at over 222.2979 billion naira spread across 13 local government areas of the state. Fubara also disclosed that under his watch, the state government awarded 9 new road projects valued at 534.332 billion naira. This is even as he described as vicious and existential the political crisis that waged against his administration barely 3 months after takeoff on May 29, 2023. The governor assured that all the worst was over because his administration had successfully defended the rights and privileges to govern the state and advance its progress in liberty and freedom without compromise. Fubara said this while presenting an account of stewardship and scorecard to mark the first anniversary of his administration in Port Harcourt, the state capital, on Wednesday. Furthermore, Governor Fubara said that he will not implement a faulty employment process that allows a 52-year-old to be employed into the state civil service. Speaking on the 10,000 jobs, he said that a new process will start and it will be between 30 and 35 years at most, so that they will be able to have enough time to work for the growth and development of the state. He has asked that the 10,000 workers recruitment exercise be reviewed by a consultant, and when he is done, proper recruitment will be done, and the highest age will be 35 years for applicants. Let me start with you, Honorable Warebani. What is your take on the different statements by the governor?
In the first place, he had to X-ray and also make it public the so-called information being gathered on air that the former government, the government of the current Minister of FCT, Barrister Wike, that claims that all projects he awarded in the states were duly paid, completed, and that there was no debts left behind. So if such facts is not real, the governor, who is the incumbent governor, who has the documents and facts and figures, is right to also let information coming out from the former governor was an error, and to make it clear that people should know that the former government owe a lot of monies on ground. So I think it's a welcome development for that. Then, in the area where in the first place, the recruitment of 10,000 jobs, in River State was done under secrecy, as if there is a court-related arrangement where people doesn't know how it's been done, and they secretly smuggle this list to be announced or to be published. And at the end of the day, when a government that has prudent accountability, he will need to also look at the list. And the governor did say clearly, he said 60% of the names so far listed on the employment roll are just from one ethnicity and or the age bracket about 52 and thereabouts. So if you're talking about 52 and the person is working about 35 years, 52 years plus 35 years, it's quite above the Nigerian constitution of retirement age, you get, which is not also a welcome development. So we thank the governor for also taking a bold step by nullifying what was done under what I call self-cult related employment that doesn't allow.
When you say self-cult, Honorable Warren,
when I say cult,
is the governor in person responsible for the recruitment process?
The governor is responsible to the process of recruitment.
Is he the one that directly recruits
excuse me. In the former government, if you want us to go in depth into his administration, in the former government, there had not been any out. If he calls for meeting, he starts the meetings and he ends the meeting. Nobody contributes. Nobody asks questions.
Were you there?
Yes, I was there.
Well, you are speaking
so
from...
I'm speaking as a stakeholder and a politician in Rivers, which I am till now. I'm not speaking as somebody is telling me anything. I'm telling you what I know about the former government, that in this state, nobody dare say anything. I'm even surprised, you are in Rivers State, I'm even surprised the so-called council chairman will now come out from that shell and even talk to a sitting governor. Before today, they cannot even do anything in their...
You are not looking at the council chairman.
I'm coming, I'm giving you, I'm trying to add more strength to my points.
What you're doing, Honorable Waribani, is a direct attack on the form of the FCT.
I'm not attacking. Listen. I'm telling you the formation of the formal employment.
Honorable Waribani, you are addressing a person and not the issue.
Listen.
Now the issue.
I'm addressing the government of that tenure that employment.
We have two issues now to discuss. First of all, is the fact that Governor Similaye Fubara said that he inherited 34 uncompleted projects. Are you aware that
the former government also said that they had paid all?
I need to remind you of the issue.
Yes.
The issues are two. First of all, Governor Similaye Fubara said he inherited 34 uncompleted projects.
Yeah.
And the second issue is that he is scrapping the 10,000 now. Kindly address these two issues and not the person of the FCT. They are two different.
I'm not addressing the person. I'm addressing the government of that person. That person was in charge at the helm of affairs when that issues were done. So when I'm addressing that issues, the person who sat on the seat as the governor of the day is to receive the blame or the praises. You get? So when you're telling me I'm attacking the person of the former governor, you are not being sincere to yourself.
Speak on the issues.
No, I'm speaking on the issues. I'm giving you a backup. You asked me if I was there. And I said that in this state, it happens in this state where the council chairman cannot even say anything.
How come your voice was not heard when you were
My voice was heard.
No, your voice was
My voice was heard. My voice,
Honorable Warren.
my name is a household name in Rivers State, and they know that I don't mingle myself with illegal in Rivers State. My name is a household name in Rivers State. So listen to me. I speak out whatever is not right. I commend those things that are right. You get? I commend those things that are right, and I against those things that are wrong.
Right.
Now the governor have said that the age brackets and the process by which that 5,000 persons were constituted was illegal and wrong. He has the right to also ensure that he serves Rivers people according to ethics. It is not anybody that installed him. The Rivers people voted for him, and he's working for Rivers people.
All right. Barrister Sims,
Yeah.
what is your take on these two issues? The inheritance of 34 uncompleted projects and the review of 10,000 workers. But before you delve into your analysis, every government in power, don't they inherit both assets and liabilities? Now, the governor so far has been speaking of, you know, uncompleted projects. He has paid so and so. The government was owing so and so. And in the same breath, during the expose and also the letter that was written by one of the contractors, it was clear that over 70% of that project has been paid for. Now, if the government received or he inherited from the past administration, you may have your say, Asims Adams.
Well, thank you very much, Loresha. You just took the akara out of the frying pan without waiting for the akara to be well cooked for us to eat very well. And what am I trying to say? Even in corporate governance, there's what we call asset and liabilities. For instance, a corporation, an incorporated entity, a company, you know, you have directors who come in, run the affairs of that particular company for a period of time that is allowed by law for them to run, and when they are leaving, they have to leave one or two things for their, their successors. Now, if somebody is about to, take over that company, also acquire that company or merger, you take, the liabilities and assets into question before you go ahead to buy. That is clear. The other one is this. I think it was Plato that said that rumors, sell very fast and contagious when the unfortunate is involved or the hated. At this point in time, a certain Mr., I don't want to begin to call his name because I respect people. The man that was there as governor of this state has now become the whipping child. Everybody come out, they whip and beat, just like the proverbial devil. If I go wrong in my life, I say it's the devil that caused it. An armed robber, sorry for using the word, that goes to rob, when he's caught, he say, it was the devil. Everybody pointing accusing fingers at the devil for every mistake made and why they have not been able to move forward in life. Such is life. And the African proverb is very clear also that the cockroach can never get judgment in the committee of fowls. Hens, cocks, once they see the cockroach is guilty, they just get him down. Now, coming to the Rivers State issue, the governor, like I have said before now, is talking, with due respect, talking in a roundabout manner, standing bellicose against Yesowike, against perceived opposition, etc., as the case may be. As if we are on a rendezvous or a circus of campaigns again. I don't know whether elections are coming up by November of this year in Rivers State. I don't know. Maybe I'll find out later. It's like we're on a campaign train. Have the baptismal right to appropriate and reprobate. I don't think so. By doctrine of extopel, he's been stopped from complaining about whether liabilities he inherited or whatever from the past administration of which he was a part of. What am I trying to say? He has called all these perfidious. He said the workers want 10,000,
He's not there. He came, he said the government was owing back, have not paid. He said a lot of negative things about the past administration. But have you forgotten, Mr. Governor, that it was based on this platter mantra and the manifesto that was used by the predecessor to bring you to office? He campaigned with those things to Rivers people. He used that. We are recruiting 10,000. We have done this, we have done that. We are not owing anybody or any contractor. We have not done this, we have done schools. Is it not on that matter that you were elected as governor? So are you telling me that your own inception and genealogy, you know, as we say, Genesis, is a 41? I don't know. I want to find out. So if all these things are wrong, like you are telling me right now, today, just now, you know, very pathetically, I think I have the right to dismiss and tell you, hey boy, you please go and have a rethink. Stop doing all these things. Because based on that mantra, it was that the Wike administration campaigned with. And you were nodding your head. Some of the sides saw, yes, it's true. You never raised any objections. Now when you come in, it is now you want to come and begin to tell us this. Because of what? Because the tables have turned. In politics, tables always turn. I have said I do not want you, or let me not add your name, to that inglorious group or pantheon or betrayers in the world. 3 of them, Judas Iscariot, Brutus, Cassius. And we're looking for a 4th one. With respect to you, I don't want to add that or add you to that particular list. And we were in the purgatorial as at the time. Or were we in Paradiso when he was campaigning for you on 4th premises, on 4th premises, open and close? This is a question I need the administration to answer. Even when you said that this man or the past administration was holding or maybe owing billions of naira, he didn't pay to contractors. From official look and state Facebook, given by your image launderers, what they did was to show us one Auba Nigeria Limited. That is the only officially known contractor that is being owed money. And the amount that it was owed was copiously, expressly, you know, stated without vendetta of 253 million, the only known case you have been able to prove, and your launderers have been able to put in the public purview. So why this harakiri? Why this hustle bustle? Why this philandering of a man's character? Do you want to pull him down by all means necessary? Oh my God! That you're going to assume things like, please, with due respect, I think I don't want to go further with what I've stated
but
so far.
I still have to ask you a question. When the former governor, FCT minister, one of the things he said in his campaign slogan clearly was that, you know, Rivers people were under the impression that, I mean, these projects have been fully paid for. Now, was it not right for the FCT minister, when he was governor and he was doing his campaigns, to be upfront and honest about state of things? I mean, nobody can take it away from the FCT minister that works were done in Rivers State, works that can be seen.
Yes.
So is it a crime for a government to tell Rivers people this is the exact state of things? Isn't this why the current governor is using it against him?
You know, even the governor present, the executive governor, owe a lot of respect. As I speak to you, he is not the one that is crafting. He has people who go around to write his speeches and researchers who go around to bring information to his table. His own is to come out, go through them and announce to the world, because he will not have that time as a sitting governor. Even a local government chairman is very busy. So it is what comes before him that he will announce to us most times. The past administration announced what was sent. And before that was sent, I am very sure, because we have been asking for the handover note between Wike and this present government, to see whether, if I know that I am not owing, is the report not going to come from the Auditor General or Minister of Finance or Minister of Works to give me to say we are not owing anybody? And if I say we are not owing, people, one or two persons will say, yeah, Mr. Governor, it's true, we are not owing anybody. You understand the point now? So where lies the man, because he was Auditor General of the state, as the case may be. The other, and the Accountant General, or whatever the case may be. Monies owed the state must be, the AG of the state, Accountant General must have to be aware of that, because they all did the account of the state. Oh, sir, we can't make that kind of statement because we are owing these people. So they didn't give him the actual, correct report. So he started from the underground, as the case may be, upwards, and it was what he read. 2 is that in Nigeria today, just like Niccolo Machiavelli, he said, you know what he said? He said, politics, dishonesty, untruth, and even killings is allowed, in politics. So you find that most politicians, even some of them that are very close to me, that I look eyeball to eyeball everywhere, I know that some of them, one way or the other, they have some things they must have said. They will say it's a political statement. You understand? They told us the year 2000 that there will be what? Housing for everybody. And the year 2000 came, are we now in 2024 today? So what are we talking about? 24 years after, what has happened? Is there housing for everybody? So this is a political statement. 2, but to take it very seriously, to say the least, is this. When you look at it, who are those? Because the government is at the top of the pyramid in the state. Even the present governor has to be careful too, so that it does not fall into a pit like this, because those under him are the ones that will bring the report to him on housing, on education, on what. So it is what they bring before him that he will now look at and now announce to them. Right. So I don't directly blame, the whoever made that statement. That is my own opinion.
All right. Honorable Ebani, you want to say something?
I want to correct one impression.
All right.
As a people and as a government, there is nothing wrong for a new government taking over from a predecessor accepting the liabilities of the government. And the governor had not in any time, the wife, some guy farms.
No, hold on.
I'm coming.
When you talk of assets and liabilities, you have to make a balanced analysis. Okay. What were their liabilities here? What was the asset and what was the liability?
Let me tell you.
Are you aware that former government...
Why don't you allow me to finish up my discussion?
Came out to say there was no money in the state.
You are always attacking me.
Go on.
Why not allow me to land? My friend here discussed and you gave free time. I don't like what they attack on me.
All right, you can go.
You're showing me that you have an interest.
I need
allow me to say it the way it is in my mind. You can't tell me what I should say. The freedom of speech is there. Allow me to say what I have in mind. If I'm saying it, those that will allow me to...
the issue, but you keep going back to the
allow me to deal with the issues.
Is it possible to deal with the issue?
The person is saying it.
All right, go on.
Now, the other government projects is if the governor is saying he's not going to pay because the former government has said they have paid. You get me right? But in this case, Simfubara is ever ready to cooperate with every project that is going to give life and succor to Rivers people. So I think blaming Governor Fubara can finish up projects. The projects, there must be ones that will finish. But we should be sincere about telling public what is on ground. Right. Now, if my brother here is saying that it's a right thing to deceive Rivers people by saying that the whole thing is done, and that because it was that a platform that brought the governor should keep it to himself alone, do you mean that Rivers people are not having highs? He has raised a lot of topics here that we should also be guided by our interests. You get? Now, to carry it all, we must always accept that government is a continuity, which Simfubara has also shown that is willing to continue with projects that the former government have initiated, and also initiate its own government, which I know most of them too may not finish. But accountability is what is important at this point. We must be accountable to whatever thing we do, so that people, the next government will not know when his boys will go and bring information for him, and he will just go to air and air it. Governor Sim Fubara is people's oriented, and there is nothing wrong for persons to bring information for him. But what is important is the credibility of the person that is releasing the information. If he sees that the information is not genuine, I don't think he will raise it up. So for anybody who is at the aim of affairs of governance in any flora, not even as governor of River State or anything, and you are sitting there in the house and information are thrown to you, and you just go to air and announce it, that means you are not capable of handling that office.
All right. Now, first of all, you quoted him out of context, and I'll correct that. When you said that he said that, you know, when someone brings something to you, that he said it was right for him, that was not what he said. That needs to be correct. Correct?
Yeah.
Now, are you also aware that when the former government took over administration, he cried out to Rivers people that there were no money, even reserve funds. And he started his administration literally with no assets in terms of finances to run the states. And 8 years later, had projects to leave and on. I will still remember.
I would like to, this one is very important. Let me answer this one first.
Hold on, Honorable Aibani, I'm moderating.
Okay.
You let me moderate.
Okay.
Good. Now, where you are oriented, are you aware in recent times that the governor has also made statements that can be questioned? For example, the governor came out in the heat of crisis in Rivers.
Now, like my elder brother said, he said most of these talks are political talks.
Which you countered.
I didn't counter. I raised emphasis on it. Now, let me start from the first one.